Good morning, Ian Quick, Millionaire by 50. Today is a quiet Friday morning, September 4th. Well, I've got a comic. I want to talk about something that inspired me yesterday, but really an event that changed someone's life. I mention my wife a lot. I don't bring in my daughter in these talks very much, but she'll be 4 shortly. She's still 3. She made a little friend down the street just before COVID hit. They met while taking a walk with the dog. And they've been little friends ever since, but they've always had to be distant. So come spring, they chase each other in the front yard, but they never, they keep their 6-foot distance. And during the summer, or when the parks reopen, they'd go to the park at the school just down the block and again play and chase each other, but never touch. This little girl's mom just had a baby back in May, and because babies don't have immune systems, was particularly careful um, not to bring anything in the house. No touching, no this, no that, and rightfully so. I think anyone with a newborn would be very, very concerned right now. But there are consequences to this. This poor little girl has been in pretty much lockdown isolation for so long, other than seeing my daughter occasionally and playing in the yard for a little bit or chasing each other. She's had really no social contact. She's also had no physical contact with anyone other than her parents. And that can be hard on a child. That can be really hard on a grown-up, so that can be hard on a child. Well, yesterday, we were coming back from one of the local parks. It was me. There was my daughter. There was her little friend. There was her friend's mom. There was also my sister-in-law who was visiting. And when we were coming back, we were about to cross the street. And of course, my sister-in-law being right next to my niece gives her a hand and says, "Hang on hands, guys." And the little girl walked next to my daughter and had her hand just stretched out. They weren't touching, but they were just very, very close, kind of like a dramatic moment. And as they crossed the street and they got to the other side, they kept this up for a little bit. But you saw they were getting closer and closer and closer till they grabbed hands. Now I know, we're supposed to be careful with COVID, but these little girls have been in each other's bubble for a while now. And everybody, we know everybody's very careful with hand washing. But the moment their hands touched, you should have seen the grin on these kids' faces. It was life changing for them. It was just like and even though they were across the street, they held hands and they just kept holding hands all the way back home. And just basking in this moment. It was very beautiful to watch. And what does this have to do with being a millionaire by 50? Well, let me tell you, for the rest of the day, my daughter was on cloud 9. She was just so, and I can imagine what this other little girl must have been feeling, but she was just so happy that they managed to make this connection. And when they got home, I don't want to brag, my daughter's usually pretty good. I mean, of course, like all toddlers, there'll be moments of, toddler fits we don't really understand and being uncooperative with certain things, but she was just so sweet and nice and cooperative and helpful for everything. And her day seemed to be like the best day ever, and everything just kind of came her way afterwards. Because she was vibrating up here. And that's why this is important. When you can find these little moments that bring you this sense of, yeah, revel in it, bask in it, and keep it, because it'll just draw more of the same. Remember when you first fell in love with someone and everything in life just seemed to be perfect? Why? Because you were up there. Life was perfect for my daughter after that, and she was up there. Find what makes you feel up there and then stay there. And if you don't have anything, flash back to those moments. An exercise my wife suggested to me a long time ago, and I do, is whenever I landed a contract, I would feel good inside. She would say, take a moment. And by moment is like, I do something like 17 seconds. For just bask in that feeling and get to know that feeling intimately. And then sometimes, even when nothing happens, recreate that feeling. Actors do this a lot. Um, they recall moments from the past to help influence a current scene. But just recall that feeling of, yeah, I'm being successful. I scored another client. I made another sale. I'm doing good. Because you're vibrating at that level. And if you can recall that moment, your vibration is up there. When you have a moment that sets this, that's powerful for you, savor it and remember it and use it. It is a tool in your tool belt to bring your vibrations to a higher level and draw success. So I'm grateful my daughter had that moment yesterday. And I'm grateful we could have made an impact on that other little girl's life too. I'm sure she felt it. I'm grateful that today any other opportunity might make us feel this way again. And that's a great thing. On that note, tomorrow is Saturday. I'm going to stop doing these podcasts on the weekends altogether because my weekends are actually starting to get busy again. And um, also, it's a long weekend. Monday's Labor Day, and we are going away to a college for the weekend. Yay! So on that note, I will be back on Tuesday. See you then.